So we're going to be graphing, I'm going to show you the parent graphs for square root and cube root. First period said, what's parent graph? That's what they call the basic graphs, that if you know the basic graphs and kind of how they look, then you can kind of get an idea of anything. So first parent graph here is square root. So square root graph is f of x equals square root of x. Now, this picture starts here with a dot, and it opens up about 2 as it levels off, like something like that. Opens up about 2 high as it levels. That's what the square root of x looks like. Now, you know, we could shift or reflect or do things with it, but this is the basic graph for square root of x. Now, any even root, square root, fourth root, sixth root, it's going to be that same picture. It's just going to get thinner, like lower or higher. So any even root is going to look like this, just maybe not as wide. Okay. The other one we've got is the cubed root. Cubed root of x. Now this one looks like this on the right, but on the left it does that. Opens up to about 2, opens down about 2 before it levels off. So any odd root, cubed root, fifth root, seventh root, etc., looks like this. It just might get thinner. Okay? All right, so now we're going to talk about changes that can happen. Guys, y'all be with me. We're going to talk about changes that can happen to these. Now, y'all have had this before. I'm just reminding you. So let's pretend just a minute that you got this. Here's the parent. We know what that looks like. We just looked at it. But we want to remember, what does this plus 4 do to it?
Moves it sideways?
Moves it up.
Moves it up. When it's plus 4, it's up. If it was minus some, it'd be down. When it's not in the grouping symbols, the 4 is not in any parentheses or any grouping symbols, so that would be up 4. Now let me say this. If you got a number that's added, it's up. If it's subtracted, of course it's down. And that's when it's not in the grouping symbols. Okay. Here's one where it is in the grouping symbols. The number is inside that root. So that means that this one will move
Right.
left or right. Let's see if you remember. If it's minus, that's really moving to the right. It's opposite of what you might think. So a minus in the grouping symbols is really to the right. So let me say this. So if it's added in the grouping symbols, it's left. If it's subtracted, it's to the right. So we got to watch those symbols. Okay? Do you remember what the negative here in front does? Negative in front reflects it. Reflects over the x-axis. In other words, it flips it down. Negative in front reflects it. And one more thing. If you have a number in front, like this 2 or this 1/2, the width changes. Okay, here's how you determine. If it's a number that's greater than 1, like 2, if it's a number greater than 1, then it stretches. That means the picture gets thinner. It stretches like a rubber band being pulled. It gets thin. If the number is less than 1, it shrinks, which really means the picture looks wider. kind of like a balloon. If you press down on it, it bulges out, it gets wider. They call it shrink. I spelled it wrong. There, let me fix that. They call it shrinking because it's going down closer to the X. Okay, so for this particular problem then, this 2 on the root of X means that you would have a stretch of 2, is what they would say for that. And this 1/2 means there is a shrink of a half, is how they would say it. And then I'll show you in a minute how you draw that. So there's all the little rules / reminders you've had at some point. It's just been a little while. Alright, now you don't always have to draw these. A lot of times you don't draw them. They might just say describe like this. So we're going to just describe the transformation. Alright, so what's this -2 doing? Down 2. It is going to move it down 2. So that square root picture is shifted down 2. That's all. Alright. What does this one do? The +3 here. Left 3. It's in the grouping symbols, so it's left. Alright. What is this last one? What's this doing? Very good. Stretch 5. Alright. So sometimes you just have to say, there it is. Alright. On the next ones, we're going to draw. No big deal. You got the graphs over there. Alright, so on this first one here. Notice, parent graph is the cube. So here's the picture that we're going to draw over there in a minute. So there's the picture. It's the cube. What are we going to do with that picture? Look again. Right 4. It's under the bar, so it's left or right, and it's right because minus is right, plus is backwards, I know. Okay, so we're going to go over here, we're going to take this and we're going to move it right 4. Now remember, normally you had a dot at 0, 0 when you drew that. We're going to shift it right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, put the dot, and then draw your little cube picture. So we shifted it. Here, you better be with me over there. On paper. Alright, let's do the next one. What's this doing to it? It's a shrink, and I'm going to show you how to draw it. Shrink of a 4. So now look at your parent graph. It's the square root, so it's this. So we're going to take that, we're going to shrink it. So here's how you do it. Think about it like slope. Your dot's still starting at the origin because you didn't move it anywhere. It's just shrinking. So instead of drawing it up about 2, we're going to get an idea where we're drawing. Our number is 1/4. Treat it kind of like a slope. Go up 1/4 and put a little dot. Up 1/4, put a little dot. That's where it goes through that dot. See, it got a lot, it shrunk. It went down from what the normal would have been. So if you use this number like slope, put a little dot, and use that to draw through, you get about the right, how much it opens. So far, so good? Alright, we got 2 more we're going to draw. Alright, so let's do this one. Now, this is a square root, so it's like that. What's this doing? It reflects. Oops. Reflects over X. What's this do? No. Down. Because it's not in the grouping symbols, it's down. Okay, so we're gonna go down 5 before we reflect. So go there, then reflect last. So we're gonna take down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a dot, and instead of going up, we reflected, and so now we're going down like that. Move it and flip it. All right. Last one. Cubed root is the parent. Here it is.
Miss Whitfield?
Yes?
Lorena needs to come by the office when the bell rings.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. So there's the parent. What's the +1 doing for us? Left. Yes. So left 1. And what's the -4? Down 4. Now, it doesn't matter if you go left then down or down then left. It doesn't matter. So you'll end up in the same place. So we're going to take the parent, left and the down, left 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4, and draw. Is that good? The word, you don't even have to draw any. You just describe it and such. But I wanted us to draw some together. Jesse, can you, thank you.